Some quick advice on setting up your system to work with the lessons in these tutorials. There are now a number of ways to use Linux without affecting whatever operating system you may already have on your computer. You can also run Linux systems on someone else's computer by using an infrastructure as a service provider such as AWS or Azure or others. For the tutorials included in this course, you can choose to use either CentOS or Ubuntu. When there are large differences between the two system types, a separate chapter will be included for each system. For topics that apply to both system types, I may make use of one system or the other, but will note when there are differences in how the systems are set up. Other Linux distributions may use many of the same tools as these two, but the examples may not be exactly the same. You are free to use a different distribution if you'd like, but you may find that the system is too far different from the included examples. Some systems that should be familiar to Ubuntu would be Linux Mint and potentially Debian, and the Fedora and RHEL distributions will be closer to CentOS. Because many of the lessons will include tasks that require administrative privileges, you'll want to make sure that you either know the root password to your system or your user has been configured with sudo privileges. Some distributions give you this option during installation. If you are using a set of tools like Vagrant and VirtualBox, you'll have this access already. Some cloud providers will also provide you with a login that has full use of the system via sudo. So make sure you're paying attention, especially if you're installing directly onto your hardware, that there will be an option to either set the root password or have another user that has admin rights. That should be all you need. A small installation is plenty. These tutorials will focus on managing the system remotely, so you won't need a resource-intensive graphical interface, just the command line login. If you decide to install Linux directly on your hardware, you might want to select all packages or full install so that you can experiment more fully with the parts of the system we won't necessarily discuss, but that's not really necessary. You can use a very small distribution so that you can learn more and worry less about your hardware capabilities.